Okay, welcome back. Last time we made our way through a bit more of the Monad Mandala, and we also defeated Shadow Baofu. No, we met Shadow Baofu. We defeated Shadow, Ulala, and Katya in the previous episode before that. So, before I actually do anything in today's episode, I am going to have Maya quickly switch personas, because I do not want her on Tsukiyomi right now. Because we are going to be heading over to the Velvet Room, and I am going to be actually returning Tsukiyomi just as soon as my controller reconnects. 10 out of 10, it's a recurring issue. So I get rid of Tsukiyomi and I get the Month of and now I can use... No, I don't want to get rid of Izanami. I definitely do not want to get rid of Izanami. Izanami is going to be very helpful for me until the end of the game. However, I can now get Nana. Nana is going to be exceptionally helpful, because it gets Marakidyne, Malakwardine, Magarudyne, and Mamagnadine, and Mediarahan. So, I'm also going to teach it... you know what? It's probably going to be one of the last personas I get, so I'm going to teach it Megidola on. Is this overkill? It might be, but let's find out. So, Nana, I believe, is the strongest Moon Arcana persona in the game. However, it isn't Maya's ultimate persona. It's a case like how in Persona 1, Amon-Ra is Naria's ultimate persona, but Vishnu is the highest level one for that arcana. But it's their ultimate persona, but it's not the ultimate one of that arcana, if that makes sense. Okay, however, I am going to primarily be using Nana for a little bit, because I do need to, get it to learn its other moves. And I'm also going to put Ulala on Izanami, and I will put Katya on Seth, because I do want them to level up. Baofu can use Beelzebub, and Tatya can use Astur. Right, off we go. So, where do I need to go next? That's Trisha's Fountain. I definitely don't need to go there. Actually, I'm going to go in because I think I need to fill out the map. Now, I should also note, there is one more additional place I need to go to. Well, what's the term? Oh, there's one... That's it. There's one more persona I need to get. I need to get Fairy done. However, we don't need it just yet, and I'll do that closer to the end. Like, you'll know it when I'll tell you when we get to that point. Also, I just had to go in just to kind of fill it out on the map. I don't know if I actually needed to, but it's just good to check. Okay, Daughter Conviction. Conviction's the last one. So, this is probably the second last one, and then I also have... which one was I up to? I've gone through Knowledge, I've gone through Judgment, I've gone through Instinct, I believe? It was either Reason or Instinct. There's Emotion. Here's Knowledge. Okay. So, Knowledge was the newest one that I hadn't like fully finished off. So now, I need to find my way over here. Fortunately for me, this is a series of straight lines. I love dungeons that are a series of straight lines, because sometimes they're very, very comfortable to navigate. Sometimes they are quite the opposite, and they prove to be an absolute nightmare. But hopefully this will not be one of those times. I would kind of hate it if it was one of those times, because I've played this game multiple times before. I've played through this game multiple times. I have no excuse to get lost as often as I do. Okay, 10 out of 10, we got rid of the potential problem enemies there, and I can now cast Bane Splash, and that should wipe them out, hopefully. Okay, 10 out of 10. I saw the little thing that said, hey, don't do that, and thought maybe it would reflect it. Fortunately, it didn't. And, yeah, as it turns out, fusion spells are kind of broken. Okay, here we are, World of Emotion. We need to make our way through here. Well, obviously we need to make our way through here. And this could be where it gets a bit dangerous. Okay, I want Fire for my current personas now. I'm going to switch to Prometheus, and I will switch to Hyperion, because I need Argidyne to cast Meltdown. And Meltdown should just wipe out these in one go. Although Deathbound hits pretty hard. But yeah, Meltdown, just comical. comical amounts of damage. And no one levels up because we are nowhere close to a level up. But what's in here? We find a disguise kit. Okay. That's not amazing, but hey, it could be worse. Now the question is... Wait, is it one of these areas? Sorry, I think this is one of those areas where, like, there's just a whole bunch of doors. I could have sworn that that was in whatchamacallit. The additional scenario. I could have sworn that it was in the additional scenario that it was like that. Because the additional scenario has you go through an area very similar to this. However, I'm pretty sure it's in that one. You have like an entire maze of these doors, and I remember getting lost. Let's just say. Okay, so that's where I came in from. So what if I go back this way? What if I go back this way and just check out the other side? That seems like a safe move. However, maybe I should... Oh, well, that didn't quite go as I'd hoped. But you know what? It works. Beelzebub hits rank 5, and... Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go for Wind Slash EX. And that should just wipe out that. It didn't because it reflects sword attacks. 10 out of 10, that one was entirely my fault. That one was completely avoidable. Okay, so I go this way, and now I go this way, and I go through this door, and this door leads me to another crossroads. When in doubt, we go left. Why do I go left? Simple answer is the simple answer is, being left-handed, I kind of just default to, when in doubt, left. I don't know why, it's just kind of something I've always done. And hopefully we can take out Shub-Nugurath with this. Well, Baofu definitely took that out. Huge crit. Baofu's crit nearly did as much as the fusion spell. I mean, speaking of crits, they also took out Maya, which isn't great. Izanami got a stat boost though, that's kinda nice. However, Maya is now on, you know, death health. Let's quickly just switch back and have Baal heal everyone else up. Fortunately for me, but fortunately, I'm not too bothered, I guess. Basically, if someone gets wiped out in a regular fight, I'm not too bothered about it. If someone gets wiped out and loses out on the experience from a boss fight, however, that's when I will be going back and redoing said boss fight. Well, that's bad. Maya and Baofu, can you defend, please? Who don't get your defense? Oh, they do guard early. Okay. Bane Splash should take these out, I think. 10 out of 10, it just works. I always think that the defend option won't take effect until it's actually been their turn, so they can effectively start their guard. But no, it actually just defends immediately, which, now that I think about it, makes a lot more sense. I went the wrong way. 10 out of 10, off we go. I have no idea how far through this I am. I want to say I'm probably like halfway through the area in its totality, I think. I'm going to switch Tatsuya to using Apollo here. I'm going to switch to using Apollo, use Gigantic Fist to punch out Shub-Nugurath. And then I have Katsuya switch to using Hyperion. And then I use Meltdown. Yeah, sure, why not? I've done this wrong. Whatever, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's suddenly a lot less fine. However, it just took out itself, so you know what? We'll be okay. I love it when enemies that don't repel physical attacks do a move that's like, hey, you're gonna have to use physical attacks now. It's like, okay, cool. Now I just save SP and I do more damage. It's like, cool, I save SP, I deal more damage, and I don't need to worry. Like, I don't know, man, that seems like a pretty sick deal to me. Okay, let's go for a meltdown here, and we should be okay, assuming no one gets taken out. Let's switch to Nana for Maya, even though she is currently possessed. Meltdown probably just wipes all these guys out in one. And out of 10, we love to see it. And we get another, whatchamacallit, protection dance has been learned. That sounds very good, actually. You know, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Protection Dance and Heartfelt Prayer were the two moves that My Hime Amano naturally had. So we've kind of just made that entire persona redundant. I mean, it already kind of was, but now even more so. Let's just check. Halves. That's really good. If that's more... If that's, like, a permanent buff and not just one turn, that's kind of broken. That must only be for one turn. If that isn't just for one turn, that's insanely broken. Oh wow, wow, two of us cherubs survived Dark Verdict. That's a new one. Like, that is a genuine surprise. Okay, now we go through here, and we go through here. No, we don't, because the rest area is locked. So we go through here, and this leads us to the Room of Emotion. Now, I know that I'm not going to have a boss fight just yet, but I'm still going to heal just because. And I'm also going to use an Onusa to get rid of the possession. I keep forgetting, yeah, I stocked up on items to a ridiculous degree. Just like, yeah, I have all the stuff I'll need. I'm glad you made it here without dying. Of course, it would be dull for you to die so easily. Now, Maya Amano, after coming here, what are you angry at? So, you're meant to say, I'm just very sad. But because I'm intentionally trying to wake them all up and make the boss fights harder, I'm going to say, at you. It's an honor. Well then, you can move on ahead. I shall watch you struggle a little while longer. So with that, there goes Nyarlathotep. Okay, let's see what everyone has to say. I've never seen such an angry face since that time. Maya, I know exactly how it feels, but calm down. I finally understand. Anger, ignorance, vengeance. He's trying to coax the shadows of our hearts to gain power. Don't listen to him. Okay, thanks, Katia. That's definitely... The way he looks down on others, that's something only humans can do. Alright, alright. I'll tango with you as another human. Going through all this and you're not supposed to get upset? I ain't no nun or priest, I can't stand it. Okay. I mean, to be fair, like, after what Nyarlathotep is, like, putting them through, any single one of them, valid crash out. Like, absolutely valid crash out. Oh, that is a Chio! Oh, you're only level 76? What am I worried about? I say that, I don't know what he's weak to, so I'm gonna do the time-tested. So I'm gonna hit him with the time-tested. What if I just throw a little bit of everything at the wall and see what sticks? Hastur can hit him with wind. So we're hitting him with water, fire, ice. Water, fire, ice, wind. And I feel like Straight Slash is a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay. He wasn't weak to any of those. Okay, oh, I think... Are you just a neutral to everything type of enemy, buddy? Buddy, are you a neutral to everything enemy? I think you're a neutral to everything enemy. Which would kind of make sense. I'm pretty sure it is weak to... I don't even remember what it's doing, SMT5. I want to say it's weak to ice in SMT5. You know, let's try Zeo. I feel like Zeo doesn't get enough use in this game. Like, Zeo seems like it's kind of just a move that's pushed to the background in this game. I guess Persona doesn't really care too much for Zeo for a good while, I suppose. Buddy, are you nearly dead? Okay, are you a mini-boss or something? You know what, let's just run it. Let's just run it with regular attacks until it dies. Like, I win this. Like, I win this battle of attrition, buddy. I have 5 people, you have 1. Like, at this point, you are a punching bag. Out of 10, that was absolutely not how I was supposed to fight that, I think. Anyway, let's go. Agility, Dexterity, Vitality. One in each. I do think I should maybe give Maya some more physical strength, but hey, she works the way she works so far. Like, she's doing okay, and I'm never really using physical attacks with her, so it's not that big a deal. Okay, let's go and wipe out Talos. I want to wipe out Talos with my first couple of moves. I'll use Heartfelt Prayer, because Shubnugurath will still be alive, and I'll go for Straight Slash, and that maybe kills it. And let's find out. Well, regardless, one of them was going to be still alive. There we go. There goes Talos. I love it when we get rid of Talos. Awaken. What does that do? Let's see here. Is it going to be like boost a persona's rank or something? Increases the rank of a persona by 1. Honestly, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but that actually could be super helpful. Have I cleared the entire area? Certainly looks like it. So we can now go forward into the world of conviction. This is actually going to be the last one. Oh, I'm happy but concerned, because I don't know if I'm ready for this boss. Like, for the boss at the end of this area, I don't know. Like, I feel pretty confident in saying even if I manage to win against Shadow Baofu and Shadow Maya, I'm pretty sure that at this point I would still just get absolutely annihilated by Nyarlathotep. Maybe I'll do a bonus episode with that. Like, maybe I do that. So this is going to be me just kind of pondering a potential idea, because I am... No, let's do that again. So I am going to do an episode, like, I am going to do episodes where I go and do the entire air raid shelter and everything. However, maybe I do an episode where I just, or at least like a video, an attempt, where I just go in as is and see if I could beat Nyarlathotep. I want to say it would be possible, but extremely difficult. So I might give that a go. Okay, let's run back here. There's an invisible wall obstructing your path. That is a skull on there, so that tells me something death-related, probably. There's probably like it's probably a, hey, you have to take out this specific enemy, and now you can go through. I don't think that's it, but hey, here we are. Bane Splash, we'll just wipe these out. 10 out of 10, we love to see it. Actually, Hastur should be pretty close to... Actually, Izanami's maxed out, right? Hastur's nearly there. Okay, Lala, you can switch to... yeah, sure, you can just use Asteria until the end, or at least until I go to a Velvet Room and get something else. Because I do need Fairy Dun. Again, and Fairy Dun is a required persona. Fairy Dun is a required persona for the specific purpose of finishing off the map. Like, I want to fill out the entire map so I can, you know, turn in the thing to the guy who wants all the maps done. Okay, that is Tatsuya hitting level 69. He is probably going to hit at least level 75 by the time I roll credits. Anyway, let's just keep running on through, because, again, we do need to finish off the maps. I like how this thing just looks like it has kind of a poucher. Like, I know that that's meant to be, like, a club. I don't know if it's meant to be, like, specifically a club, a cudgel, maybe it's meant to be a kanabo. I don't know enough about weapons to be able to tell you the difference. I do not know the difference between a club and a kanabo off the top of my head. I want to say a kanabo has like all of the kind of like ornamentations. That's not the word for it. Like, I want to say it has like all the kind of like bumps on it, but I don't know off the top of my head. So I should probably just stop talking because I'm gonna stop talking now at risk of making myself sound even stupider than I usually do. And honestly, that's quite a feat. I feel like I managed to make myself sound quite stupid on a regular basis. Okay, let's switch to switch to Nana. Now, Baofu, I can use Meltdown now, right? No? Why not? What do I need for Meltdown again? Fire, Earth, Fire. I need an Earth spell. What do I have that does any Earth spell? It's just Bal. Bal is the only Earth spell I have. Okay. Wait, what? I have Fire. I have... Oh, yeah, right. Hold on. Maya... Maya still doesn't have any of her other, like, bonus moves yet, so... I guess we're just gonna switch to Prometheus and hope that we don't get blown up within 4 moves. We're getting blown up within 4 moves. Well, Ulala was, but hey, we are okay. And that's a mutation. Prometheus learned Magnadyne. That is actually perfect. Genuinely, that could not have been better. That is the perfect move at the perfect time. Also, we just got a Devastation Magatama. I don't even know what that does. I imagine it's a free cast of Megidula on. Let's see here. Sorry, Megidula. It's just regular Megidula. But still, that's pretty nice to have. You know what, Shirakatsuya, you can heal everyone for the one time in the game where I made you a healer for, like, 10 seconds. I think it could be kind of fun to... Like, I know that, obviously, there's the... I know that, obviously, the... Hey, can you beat insert game in A with challenge B here? Like, I know that that's a very popular video type. I think it could be quite fun to be like, hey, I'm playing this, but I'm making Maya the main physical attacker, I'm making Katsuya the mage, and do stuff like that. I think that could be kind of fun. Honestly, that is something that I always really liked about Blue Dragon. Because in Blue Dragon, you could just choose, like, your class skills, basically. I have to stand on this to open up the rest area. It is worth it, though. It wasn't to open the rest area, it was to open up the death gate door thing. Anyway. 3 at the front, then a Shubnograph, and a Tallow. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna target down Talos and leave Shubnograph until last. And by that, I mean, it probably dies within 1 turn. Unless I get critted or reflect does something terrible, I should be okay. And that's Hasta maxed out as well. Nice, there we go. So Hasta is now maxed out, and finally knows Aqua Tide, which I believe is an area of effect water move, which will hit everything. I need to go along here. Have I missed out anywhere else on the map so far? Yes I have, but I will come back. Because obviously this is not going to be the end of the game. I will need to come back to World of Conviction regardless. I'll need to come back to World of Conviction regardless, just because, pretty much. Because I'll need to come back after I get Ferry done, so we should be okay on that. Now, I can just go for Towering Inferno. Pretty much, I want to use fusion spells that I use as many people as possible, because that way I get as many potential mutations as possible. I think you can only get 1 mutation at a time, but hey, if I have 3 people to potentially get 1, then hey, that's more options than 2. So let's quickly just loop around here. I can just melt down these, right? I can't just... Oh yeah, right, I need a second fire spell. Man, Nana goes very slowly on this. Okay. I guess I switch Atsuya to using Hyperion. Oh, yeah, right, I can't use it so often because I don't have Suzaku anymore, that's why. It's Suzaku, it's the Suzaku difference. Anyway, Meltdown. Anyway, Meltdown. Oh, Meltdown, am I right? Okay, so let's keep going this way. Now that loops around. I will heal because Katsuya is very low on health. And who has the most health on the party? It's Tatsuya, of course it is, because he is well, Tatsuya has well, he's a higher level than everyone else. Why wouldn't he be the highest? Like, Maya, obviously, Maya has the highest SP because, you know, I've kind of made that so. Like, Maya has the highest SP because, quite simply, I made her do just dexterity for the entire game. Like, yeah, I made her very dexterity based. 10 out of 10, don't know why I did that, but hey, here we are. Meltdown wipes them out, and now Turbid Mist doesn't work. Okay, I choose to envision that as Ulala managed to somehow parry that. Like, she managed to parry the mist and just punched out that Lovecraftian monstrosity. Because I think that would be a cool visual. Is this the door I think it is? It is. Okay, this door, I can't go through. So, I will just show it. Blocks, 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 absolutely everything. I cannot hurt this thing right now. However, this is... Also, I can't go past that door to finish off the map until I kill that enemy. Also, fun fact, once you kill that enemy, it will start appearing in the dungeon just as a normal random encounter. A strong normal random encounter, but a normal random encounter nonetheless. Basically, I don't remember exactly what that thing is off the top of my head, but it is tied directly to the legend of Fairy Dun. Again, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I don't actually know how to pronounce it, so I almost certainly am. But yeah, it is tied directly to that, and so basically they fight each other. It's like how when, I think it was like Takshasa and I want to say Indra had one. Or maybe it was was it Varuna? It was something. Basically, I had a couple earlier where it's like, hey, these two you have this persona and you encountered this demon. Yeah, there's an interaction between them. Another example is, I believe, Fenrir. Fenrir might have one that interacts with Odin. Is Odin even in this game? He must be. Because in Norse mythology, I'm pretty sure Fenrir, like, eats Odin at, whatchamacallit, Ragnarok, that's it. I nearly called Ragnarok Valhalla, and I know that that's not accurate. I'm no expert on Norse mythology, but I know that that wouldn't be accurate. Because Ragnarok is like, as far as I can recall, Ragnarok is like the end times, basically, in Norse mythology. It's pretty much everything is going bad, everything is going bad, we need to deal with this right now. That's not it at all, actually. It's kind of like an apocalyptic scenario, I suppose. But also there are meant to be survivors of Ragnarok, I think. You know what, I'm gonna stop before I embarrass myself any further. With my lack of knowledge on Norse mythology. It's one of those things where I used to know a lot of it, and I think I've just forgotten pretty much all of it over time. Because, yeah, as it turns out, when you, yeah, I was a history kid. I very much was always a history enjoyer as a kid. And as it turns out, mythologies happened to be one of my favorite aspects of it. Because, I just find mythologies fascinating. Especially because a lot of them have so many similarities. So this is going to be maybe a little bit of a strange one, but also one that kind of connects. It's actually a very fitting one for Persona. Because the protagonist of Persona 3 and the protagonist of Persona 4, their base personas, so Orpheus and Izanagi, they are weirdly similar in some aspects. Like, their legends, the legend of Orpheus and the legend of Izanagi, they are strangely similar. And I think that is kind of cool. Well, it's just like, yeah, these were like on the other side of the world. Like, these were on the other side of the world, like, hundreds of years apart. But somehow, there's a lot of similarity there. I think stuff like that is just infinitely fascinating. Just mythology, just in general, is infinitely fascinating to me. Because it's just like, okay, but how? Like, you know, other side of the world, and somehow we ended up with a very similar, like, mythology and story to it. I find that just infinitely fascinating to me. Because, how? It's one of those things where, realistically, it's very just bizarre, but it's also so fascinating to learn about. And also, just learning about how some things went down in mythology, some of it's just very funny. Some of it's funny, some of it's tragic, a lot of it is just weird. Like, yeah. And also, I know that, you know, obviously Rome took a lot from the Greeks, so that's why there's a lot of kind of overlap with that. And also, you know, Greece is a lot closer to Rome. Like, Rome is a lot closer to Greece than it is to, you know, Japan or China or anywhere like that. Also, I do want to learn a lot more about Chinese mythology. Chinese mythology is interesting. Hey, Maya, guess it's our turn next. Okay, cool. I guess we've found where the boss is. Okay, so I need to cast Bane Splash here, so I need to switch to water. So, Tatsuya, you switch to using Set, please. So, I've played so many Persona games now, I still don't know if it's meant to be Seth or Set. I know it's spelled as Seth, but I think it's just Set. Because that makes more sense to me. Tatsuya? No, Ulala can switch to Izanami. Baofu... No, Katsuya can... No, Baofu. Baofu can switch to Hastu. And now I can cast Bane Splash. 10 out of 10, we got it. We got there eventually. 10 out of 10, me solving the puzzle that is my own attempt at figuring out moves. And then Megiddo Laon finishes them off. 10 out of 10, when in doubt, Megiddo Laon. Honestly, one of my favorite things in Persona as a franchise is just some of the wacky memes that they get. That's where I need to be. As you can tell by, you know, the massive heartbeat sound. So what I'm going to do is throw on the golden honey and quickly run back to fill out the map. Because, yeah, I need to fill out the map. And also, opening up the rest area sounds like a good idea. Because, spoilers, I will win this next boss fight. I win the next boss fight, and then it just opens up the door. But a portal will appear, and it's like, hey, you go in here, you're fighting the Nyarlathotep. So, be ready, because if you aren't, you will game over. Or at least, you know, have a bad time, because that boss fight is tough. That is a tough boss. Okay, so, once again, just as a safety precaution, I am going to save. I'm going to save just because I'm genuinely worried about losing this one. But I think I'm in a pretty good spot to win. So, off we go into the Room of Conviction. Okay, so he has Lisa. Lisa, it'll be alright. I'll get you down. It's a pity. She remembered. How about giving it up, huh? There's no point in living such a pathetic life. Death is so much more fitting.
できねえな。やることがもう一つ増えちまった。てめえらの親方をぶっ殺すまではな。
No can do. There's just one more thing I need to do. I just have to kill your head honcho. Why do... I mean, I guess it's meant to be a ominous thing of them prolonged laugh, but still. Yeah, also, credit where it's due. Shadow Baofu's, like, portrait is so good. It's fantastic. Like, it genuinely is maybe my favorite one in the game. Okay, so. Baofu, what is Prometheus weak to? Lightning. Damn, that's bad. I only have one thing with Zio. We're going to cast Heartfelt Prayer, turn 1. We're going to cast Mamakakaja. There we go. So I'm going to cast this straight away. So we are just doing that, boosting up our stats straight away. Then I will Zeodyne onto Shadow Baofu. Then I will... sure, let's just hit Shadow Maya for triple down, and then Baofu can use Beelzebub. I have two things with Zeo. Maybe I predicted this. Did I plan ahead? Did I unintentionally plan ahead? Who knows? Let's find out. So we do that, we hit him with a Zeodyne. And this is looking pretty good. You know what? I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to hit him. So, Zeodyne, bang, hits for 482. Now, on our second Zeodyne, hits him for 730. Oh, I did that wrong. I did not mean to do that. Okay, so... you know what? I'm gonna need it some other time, so let's just cast Mataru Kaja as well. And then, I can... You know what? I'm gonna cast Thunder Blast. Just once, to see how much it actually does. And then Katsuya can just hit Shadow Maya with triple down, and he will probably do like 900 damage. Because Shadow Maya, just like regular Maya, is weak to bullets. Okay, Viper Smash hits pretty hard. Okay, Shadow Prometheus looks kinda sick, not gonna lie. Okay, so Mataru Kaja will boost up our physical attack stat for the entire party. So this will be very nice. Okay. Now, we Thunder Blast, and this will hit both of them. Okay, Shadow Maya will actually reflect this back, I think, because regular Artemis does reflect magic. So how much will Thunder Blast do? 1190? That's worth it. Okay, that's a bit less worth it because it just took out Baofu, but you know what? We'll be okay. Triple down, 832. Okay, so now Maya can cast Zeodyne on Shadow Baofu again. Katsuya can switch to using Baal. I'll have him switch to using Baal and revive Baofu. Katsuya, you just triple down again. And I'll use Heartfelt Prayer to heal everyone, just for a little bit more safety. And I believe we're in... I feel pretty confident saying I'm in the clear for this fight. You know, now that I think about it, this one, probably easier. This one is probably the easier of the two fights. Either that, or maybe I just came better prepared. Okay, Heartfelt Prayer heals everyone. Fantastic. So now everyone is back up to a decent health state. So I will now Thunder Blast again. I'll Thunder Blast again, even though it will probably wipe out Baofu again. I will have Katsuya do a normal attack, and he'll heal that way. And... You know what? Tatsuya can just use Rakam again, because he'll just heal. People. Like, he'll just heal. He'll be fine. Thunder Blast takes out Baofu. There's the Tetrakan. Tetrakan don't really want to have to deal with that. but we should be totally okay. So I will now switch to Apollo, I guess. Okay, I'll do a normal attack with Tatsia, and he will reflect that back, so Tetrakan is now gone. And now we can triple down. I'll Heartfelt Prayer to heal. I'll attack with Shadow Maya, with regular Maya. I'll switch to Seth, actually, and go for Straight Slash. And then Tatsia can go for Gigantic Fist, and we might not kill this turn, but we'll definitely hit her to pretty low health. So we heal. That's her pretty low now, I think. Is it? Also, I'm going to leave the animations on for the rest of this fight now, I think, because why not? Okay, how low are you? You are still doing pretty okay on health. Credit to you, Shadow Maya, you are holding up. You are holding up better than I thought you would. I mean, it's not going to help, but credit where it's due, you are taking this damage better than I thought you would. Anyway, Gigantic Fist. And here comes the Giant Fist! Okay, what does Eclipse Mirror do? Is it just flat damage? It is potential status ailments, but I don't know which ones. Oh, maybe it's just Dark Almighty damage. Like Dark and Almighty. Anyway, we do that. 836. Straight Slash. Does probably like a 5. Okay, that was a lot less. Oh, yeah, right. Baofu got wiped out once, so he doesn't have Tarukaja up. And Ulala gets to get the final... Yeah, Ulala gets to take out Shadow Maya, so in a way she did get the kill she always wanted. Well, when she became a Joker earlier in the game. Okay, let's go Vitality, Agility, Dexterity one more time. So we are now available to fight the final boss. Everyone is level 65, aside from Baofu, who just hit 64, and Tatsia hits level 70. Okay, hi Lisa, how are you doing? I'm sorry. I didn't want you to remember. Tatsia, you've been hurting all this time. I can tell. I've had my eyes on you ever since we met. I know you're troubled with a lot of things. I won't bother you, but... You have to take me with you. Don't leave me. Philemon? Why are you surprised? He did this with Akichi. I know. I'll take her back to the real world. Okay, so let's see what everyone has to say. Is this the burden of an 18-year-old boy supposed to carry on his shoulders? It's just too brutal. You should be proud. The person that's been protecting you is the world's finest. Undoubtedly the real thing. Okay, Katya doesn't even have anything to say. Let's move on. I'm ready. So, if we go through this portal, we will be fighting Nyarlathotep. However, I have other things to be doing. So, I still have the Golden Honey on, I think. So, what I'm going to do is finish off the map of the Monad Mandala. Nope. I'm going to finish off the map of the Monad Mandala. In the next episode, actually. I'll get back to the rest area and go back to the shrine. Because I need to go and get Fairy done, but I don't have the star cards required to get it right now. You know what? Sure, that's fine. Sure, I'll just run all over these. I'll run onto all of these tiles. I'll just face tank the damage. It's fine. But yeah, basically, I need to get Fairy done to get through that one thing to finish off the last of the map. But then we should be good to go for the end of the game. Okay, I say for the end of the game. I'll do that, then I'll go back out, then we'll do all the stuff at the air raid shelter, then I have all of Tatsia's additional scenario to do, and then we can fight Nyarlathotep and I can finish off the game. Yeah, I have a support, despite the fact that I could go and fight the final boss right now, we actually have a decent amount of stuff left that we could still do. I should note, I'll mention this again, probably as the credits roll, But there is a optional secret dungeon in this game that even though I've played through the game multiple times, I've never done. Because you have to play through the game twice just to get to it. Like, you need to play through the game taking both Nanjo and Eriko with you. And I'm gonna be honest, I played through the first time because if you don't take Nanjo with you, if you don't have Nanjo, you don't get whatchamacallit. I'm pretty sure you need Nanjo to get all of Tatsuya's story. So realistically, there's no need to take Eriko. But also, if you take, you need to have both to then gain access to like the ultimate super dungeon at the end of the game. Well, the secret kind of like optional dungeon, I guess. I'm going the wrong way again. Anyway, let's just throw on the golden honey because realistically, going through the entire air raid shelter, as I go through the entire air raid shelter and whatchamacallit, I am not too worried, let's just say, about the idea of being underleveled for this final boss. However, because I have made it a bit tougher for myself, have I just not been over here? Because I have made it tougher for myself, this is actually going to lead to one very slight problem. Was this the door I couldn't go through? Or was just one I didn't? It was just one I didn't go through. Okay. Basically, because I woke up everyone to their memories, the final fight with Nyarlathotep is going to be a lot harder. And he will be level 99, I think. I'm fairly sure that it'll have jumped him all the way up to level 99. I don't remember what he is normally. I want to say he's normally like 78 or something. But yeah, he will be level 99, I'm pretty sure, when we fight him. Or at least his final form will be. I think. I might be totally wrong on this if I'm being real. And we found another Awaken, so I have 3 of those now. And the only part of the map that I haven't filled out is this bit, what I need Fairy Dun for. So now, where was the way out? I need to go back along here, down, no, okay, I think I see it. I think I know where I'm going. And if I don't, then this is going to be a problem for future me. By future me, I mean me now. You know, it's a problem for future me, speaking like 10 seconds in the past. But hey, what is this game if I'm not getting lost? Because man, do I love getting lost. That's a lie, I hate getting lost. I hate getting lost, but I do it so frequently. Okay, it should just be up here though, I think. Right? What's here? Oh, that ain't it. Was it over here? Okay, it should just be a straight shot, I think. It should be a straight shot. I mean, technically, there's only straight lines. It's all a straight shot. What am I talking about? This should be the rest area, right? No? No, this was where I came in from? This was a rest area, right? No? Okay. Well then. Okay, so I go through here. The rest area was right by the... It was right by the boss. I'm stupid. Anyway. Let's throw the golden honey on one more time. Hopefully I don't need to use it another one more time, because I thought the last 2 times were going to be the last time. Okay, so it is just a long up and a long and up. Okay. It's along here for a fair while, then we go up for a while until the game tells me to stop. Then I go along, I go through here, and then we spiral. We go one more, and then we spiral back in, and then we go to the end, and then we go along here, and there's that. So I need to turn in one earlier, and there's the gate. No? Yes, the gate's along there, so this should be the rest area. 10 out of 10. We made it. You know, just because I can, I'm going to go through all these gates. Because I don't know if opening up all these doors is required. I don't know if it's required to finish off the map, but I might as well just do it. Also, in case you're wondering, well, if you need to fill out the map and haven't gotten through that door with Fairy done yet, why haven't you gone and done that? Simple answer, I do not have the star cards to do that, so I'll be doing that at the start of the next episode. And I went the wrong way. 10 out of 10. On brand as always. I just can't not go the wrong way. Oh, whatever. This will wipe them all out in one turn regardless. Aqua Retide does good damage. Make dual on. 1, 2. Oh, nice. Sorted. Okay, so with that done, I don't even know what day of the week this episode's going up on. Sure, let's put Maya up to 90 dexterity. Why not? I think this was a Wednesday episode. If this isn't a Wednesday episode, I don't know. If this isn't a Wednesday episode, it's a Friday one, I think. So this will be going up on one of the days next week. From when I'm recording this. I'm recording this episode on November 7th. So, yeah. So, now that I'm back in Sumaru City, I'm going to be doing the last few things before we return to the Mandala and finish off the game. So, we probably have 1 or 2 episodes for the air raid shelter, then probably collectively for all 3 parts, maybe 5 or 6 episodes for Tatsuya's bit, and then we have the finale, where I just go back into the Mandala and fight Nyarlathotep. So we are very close to the end of the game, but I still have a couple of things left to do beforehand. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all on whatever the next upload day is, because I apparently have lost track of which one I'm on, for more Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Yeah, thanks for watching. Later.